This thread started by August made me laugh, and y'all need to see this. So, this woman says if I offer a polyamorous relationship to a man and he insists on monogamy but cheats on me anyway, I'm sleeping with all his friends and stealing the back seat out of his car. That made me chuckle right there. But this creates a conversation of consent or these dudes not really wanting women that can set their own standards or make their own decisions about their bodies. Many of these men expect to be able to do whatever the hell they please. They want to be able to, be community peen, but have a woman at home or have multiple women at home that are only there for them. They don't like a woman that has choices and options and is free in her sexuality. They don't like that. That would involve consent and communication and setting boundaries and all that. They don't want that. So she said, "I bet we either monogamous or we're like doing whatever, but you're not going to lie to me. You lie to me, I'm going to do all your friends." But this very first comment, Luke says, peg his dad. That's where he went with it, peg his dad. Freehouse at the bottom says, if you flatten 3 of his tires and not all 4, then his insurance won't cover it, hypothetically. I'm just putting that out there. I don't know. I don't know. But that's what Freya said. Luke says, I'm writing that down. Magic and Masochism says, this literally happened to me and I stole his PS5, got his best friend to admit he wanted to be with me, and spent the last 3 months of our relationship cheating on him the whole time right in front of his face. Wouldn't recommend, just leave, but I don't regret any of it. She said, I'm going to screw whatever I feel. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you some video evidence. Y'all, these dudes better leave these women alone. These women are not playing games with these men these days. Hunt says, you're going to make a great wife for a lucky man one day. Diosa Amor says, that's the way to do it. It does the little heart. They better stop messing with these women. S. Lee says, the first time he cheated with our baby on the way, I asked if he wanted to be in an open relationship, free to do as we please with open communication about what we were doing or planning to do. He vehemently rejected that idea with the promises to be faithful. Our family was all he wanted. When it happened again, I kicked him out, informed him of his schedule with the new baby, and told him what he'd be paying in child support. All right, that seems fair. She gave him another chance, and he did not want to accept that chance and live with some integrity. So he got kicked out and he had to face the consequences. What is wrong with these dudes? Why can't they just act right? They just refuse to act right. Behold, we have a man. Big B says that's crazy because how much they pay in child support isn't up to your discretion. Also doesn't determine custody. So you're either lying or you're exaggerating the story to seem like you're some type of girl boss. Because he just knows. So S. Lee says, until he takes me to court, I do decide everything. And shocker, he has it. And the baby is now 6 years old because I'm more than fair and he knows the court would make him pay more. And then she does a kissy face emoji. Big B says, podcast bros, clearly you're hurt by something and taking it out other places. So he's just disregarding really what she's saying and saying, you must be hurt. Oh my gosh, these people. Because then whatever he's saying down at the bottom gets a little muddy. Agreed upon, sure, just told, no, if you're just told is gone through courts. Whatever that says. But basically, he told that woman that she was lying, that she was exaggerating. And she's like, and Lilia's like, no, most of these people are doing this outside of court. Honestly, I think that most people should go straight to court and tap these people. Tap, tap, tap. And make sure that they are doing their custody arrangements. Make sure that they are taking these kids more and you're not just shouldering all of this by themselves. But some people do make arrangements outside of the court system. So remember, S. Lee says, I asked him if he wanted to be in an open relationship and he was flat out said no. Big B needed some clarification, saying, was it poly in a way where y'all both effed and see whoever, or was it poly where you let him do whatever and you stay loyal and faithful to him? Was it a let's bring this other person into our relationship? Like the form of poly matters. It needs to be discussed with partners. And she says it would have been an open relationship for both of us to be sexual with other people while keeping each other informed of who and when we were with other people. But he declined. So she's saying, look, you out here cheating, do whatever. I'm going to do whatever I want to as well. We just got to talk to each other. These dudes don't want that. They think that the woman is just going to sit there and just be, just this dutiful wife. And he gets to go out there being community peen. And women are not going for that. Big B again. Well, a lot of men would decline that offer, to be honest. Most men want their partners to be loyal and faithful to them, especially if they're like paying for everything. Obviously, everyone's life is different. That's not how it always is. I've done poly relationships before, but we agreed it wasn't dating separately. It was we would bring someone into the relationship with both of us. We had to agree on it. She knew I don't like men, so more men would never be a part of our relationship. He's continuing. So we either stayed monogamous or we found a woman to bring into the relationship with us. She said, glad that works for you. Neither of us wanted to bring another partner in. He wasn't cheating on me emotionally, just physically. Trust me, he wasn't close to paying for everything. I gave him the option that I was willing to. He had every right to decline, which he did. And also, he had every right to end the relationship with me instead of lying to my face, which he didn't. And that makes him a piece of These dudes better stop being pieces of They need to have some integrity about their lives or don't be in a relationship. All right, I cackled at this one from Friday Fanatic. She says, this, F his dad and give him a child that he will actually be proud of. This person is doing this laugh little video. And then Ashley at the bottom says, F, my ex is adopted too. That would have been a delicious insult. Alex Rising says, this is my favorite threat. Scrub and Spice says, I support this. So Marcel says, sigh, I should have, but that would require he have friends. August started laughing. Now this person, Meg, says, humor my airheaded butt, please. Why the back seat? And then she says, so he can't cheat on me in there. Just kidding, it's from a song. Drone Shuffler says, I mean, for the record, you can cheat in a poly relationship too, so I don't think him wanting to be mono was the problem. I think the problem was that he was a cheater, but crash out and suing after offering an open relationship just to be cheated on is valid nonetheless. And she says, true, it's hard to cheat on me when I'm in a polyamorous relationship because I really don't care, but it's possible. It is possible because some people are liars and they get a thrill out of sneaking around. That's the reason why I don't really think that some of these people really want women that are sexual, that know what they want in life, that want to just get down and do all of this because it takes the fun out of cheating, I think. So Nova Seeker says, honest question, because it never even occurred to me someone might do it. But why agree to a monogamous relationship if you're poly? I'm monogamous, but I couldn't conceive of being selfish enough to ask that. Hey, I'm interested in you, but only if you ignore this major aspect of yourself. Seems like an emotionally abusive way to start a relationship. And then August responds, I go back and forth depending on the situation. If I'm not already in a polyamorous relationship and I'm single, I try out monogamy if it isn't the other person's vibe. That's kind of her. I was in a relationship for over 5 years, and she asked if we could be secure in our own relationship before I dated anyone else. And I was single, so I said sure. And she eventually did decide it would work for her. We were polyamorous longer than we weren't, and she was free to explore herself too. I do still think she cheated, LOL. It's a mess when people have the freedom to do whatever, they just have to communicate. But I do really believe that some people thrive on being sneaky and lying to folks. Anyways, hopefully this made you chuckle a little bit. Join the conversation. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.